Welcome back inside the Suburban Ford 7 Sports Cave. Justin Rose alongside Neal Ruhl talking to you about all things Detroit sports, including the Lions and the Tigers. And Mike Foss, oh my. Sports producer Mike Foss standing by in the control room. He's got all of your tweets that you've gotten into the show today. Mike, what are the people saying? Are they as optimistic as me, or are they just with Neal saying, forget about it?
You know what? Surprisingly, there is a little bit of optimism going on. Maybe not quite to the extent that you've expressed here so far, but there definitely is some happiness, and that's where we're going to start this morning. We've got Mike talking about the Tigers' decision to basically stand pat at the trade deadline. Matt Boyd and Daniel Norris were awesome this week. Great decision to keep them. Dennis says Brad Ausmus is the constant denominator. He should be fired at the end of the season. Steven says the Lions are strong this year. Theo Riddick will be a big part of the offense. And a little bit of high school bonus take thrown in here. Don't sleep on Belleville high school football this year. I think we've actually got one of their jerseys there.
That's right, the helmet
in the cave.
up
there. And Chris throwing it back with a question here. Always a question with the Lions. You think the offensive line will gel by the end of the season? They need a run game desperately. Guys?
Well, I mean, absolutely. That's what we were just talking about as far as Chris's question is concerned. I mean, you want your offensive line to be formulated enough by week 4 or 5 of the season to feel that you're that much more comfortable moving forward. Do I think the Lions will be there week 4 or 5 of the season? Probably not. I think this is still too young of a group to get there. Maybe they could surprise us, but it is from what I see right there. I don't know. And I love the tweet about Daniel Norris and Matt Boyd. I mean, they have been, and Fulmer has been unbelievable over the past month or so. So, I don't know, getting Jordan Zimmerman back into the fold, Jose Iglesias
It's
back.
like trading for somebody, right?
Honestly, Ian Kinsler wanted to beat us when we asked him about that. He was so angry. He's like, you guys are crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. It's a pretty good rant that he had. But when they do get fully healthy, and they may, I don't know if that's an excuse, but it is also the truth. The Tigers have never played as a full unit basically all season.
Sure, but that happens to every team in baseball.
I agree.
The St. Louis Cardinals, they lose somebody, they plug in somebody you've never heard of before. You look up in October, and there they are all the time. Right. I mean, that's part of it. Having that depth is part of it. And again, the guy that tweeted in about the Norris not trading him and stuff like that, when we did the show around the trade deadline, that was one of my contingencies was, obviously you can't give up these guys because you're counting on these guys to win. So you can't. And I don't know what you could have gotten, and I don't want to do the whole revisionist stuff, but obviously, yeah, you got to be happy they're back. That was the linchpin of the trade that they made. That's exactly how you're supposed to manipulate the trade system, how the Tigers did it.
They did it. They didn't do anything, I guess, and I still think that they have some optimism going forward. Interesting to think. We'll talk about it, of course, next week. So thanks for all the tweets. Make sure you keep on coming those each and every week using that hashtag 7SportsCave. All right, coming up next, the Detroit Sports Commission Prep Kickoff Classic is coming to Wayne State University.
Those guys are game ready.
They're game ready right now. Detroit Martin Luther King and Southfield A&T. They'll be a headliner. We'll be talking to them coming up next.